that's why I never got into that side of YouTube, because it just seems like they're living in a false reality, man. They're famous on this, but in real life, nobody knows who the hell they are. Nobody even like they don't even know their name,
Ain't
right?
that a shame? Ain't that a damn shame? Like, like we all got our different reasons for coming on, coming on the internet. But if you somebody, all of a sudden you feel like, you have to come on the internet to feel top tier. Like you have to come on here to actually feel like you important. Put yourself on a pedestal enough to where you can actually like downplay other people and look down on other people. But it's only when you come on this bitch right there that means something wrong. That means something wrong.
And I didn't, to be honest with you, G, I didn't know that brothers and sisters had such a disconnect, dude. And like I didn't know that it was such like it was black men and black women that hated each other like that until I got on YouTube. And I think I got on this shit like probably like the summer of 16. So I got on it, I guess, when YouTube was really buzzing and really, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, doing some shit. Like it was a lot of different stuff going on. There was a lot of different YouTubers popping. And I was just amazed. Like it was so embarrassing to see this shit. I'm like, we got these devices, but yeah, all you see is hatred being spewed from men and women towards their own race. It kind of
Yeah,
shocked me.
exactly. But you know what? Just like you say, I ain't seen it as much until actually I can't say I ever really seen it until I got on here. I don't know if it's because we got all these different personalities, all these people like, because this is it's basically a virtual watering hole. People from different walks of life. Everybody uses the internet, so when you got all these different people from different walks of life coming on here, it's like it's a chance for people to kind of like let loose of how they really feel. Either maybe they're putting on a persona. I ain't gonna lie, to put on that big of a persona, that mean your ass really shouldn't be on here. But I know what you mean. I never really seen that until I came on here either, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the word manosphere, I just heard of that word like last year, I want to say, you know,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, and just
It's
one little
uh,
glimpse over there, and I'm like, yeah, they ain't really trying to solve nothing. That's just a word they came up with. I mean, I get where they coming from with it. It's basically just men, talking shit down on women for whatever reason. But
yeah. To me, it's just it's so childish, though, man. Like if to me, it's like black folks are the most attacked in America, and
enough.
we rather spend our time on Manosphere because the reason why I keep bringing them up is because they have the most popular channels. These
Right.
are we talking about YouTubers that have huge numbers. They make huge numbers, and all they talk about for the last what since I've been on YouTube, what 6 7 years, all they talk about is how fucked up black women are, and then you have a whole nother side where black women
Mm-hmm.
really hate black men, and it's pretty much the same shit, and they get big numbers too. And I don't understand how. And then I get it, it's YouTube, so I get it. A lot of people are trying to get numbers and they're trying to appeal to a certain audience. So I don't think that a lot of these people are this hateful. Like it's so much hatred. I'm just like that can't be real. Like you can't wake up with that much hatred. That don't make any sense.
That's what I be thinking, bro. I'm feeling the same way. It's like it's narratives that get pushed, narratives that that energy be getting manifested. They just bring it right on here. But just like you said, it's as simple as that. Uh when you got financial, that being one of the motivations. When you got clicks and you got an audience, I say this all the time, bro. Anybody can make an account and have a platform. But the thing after that, it comes influence after that. You understand? Like I feel like if you put influence in the hands of the wrong motherfucker, then that person could start World War III. You understand? I personally feel like not everybody should even have a damn account. And I know that ain't for me to say, but that's my opinion because everybody got different intentions. When you look at the shit that they be doing on here, You know, they just, I mean, they not making anything like any better. They just making it that much worse. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But there is a good side to these type of apps, but it's
Oh
unfortunate,
yeah.
we come across that type of shit.
It's a lot of good channels on here, man, and I think I spoke on it previously that those are the channels that don't get recognition. The ones
Exactly.
that bring education and bring some type of positivity to YouTube, if you will, they don't get looked at. Those channels are pretty much dead in the water, man. So
That's a shame.
I mean, it's yeah, it's pathetic actually, and YouTube is actually cutting a lot of those channels out, man. It's like some real hardcore, real pro black channels that really care about brothers, man, and they doing shit. They on your side too, Willis. They in New York. They out there doing their shit, and they get silenced, man. They get strike, and some of these channels are getting terminated, and they doing a lot of things in the community. So it's like, what kind of message is that sending to melanated folks on YouTube? Like, are we only accepted when we're fighting each other?
Hmm.
And do we get, do we only get money and cash apps when we're killing each other? And I don't want to, shouldn't have said kill wall, unaliving each other because I don't want YouTube to get you. My fault.
Right. It's
Um, yeah, yeah. YouTube is just and these are the type of channels that YouTube will strike for no reason. You know what I mean? For no reason, they'll get you when if you're either just defending yourself or you just say one thing. You know what I mean? One thing can get you snipped just like that because they feel like it's hate speech. They feel like they know you're a threat to the real enemy, so they don't want you to have that type of content for your people. You know what I mean? They hate that shit. They want it to be negative. If you're negative and it's always shit, you get paid for it. YouTube it will monetize your ass for that.
And you know what? They be so quick to snatch that shit away too. You say the wrong thing. Like for me, it was reused content. But my whole thing with them is that the content I was doing it for like a year. So how all of a sudden out the blue, now you saying it's reused content? I'm down with following guidelines and shit because nobody can be on here unless you follow them. But I always felt like, YouTube had like a certain agenda, but that's going like a little bit beyond the rabbit hole and all that. But one thing for sure, it's like like you say, the ones that's actually trying to speak something decent, trying to do something, do something constructive with the platform. Them the ones that get picked on. We both know how that feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I should have
Right.
been off here a long time ago. If I would have never got my channel back, after let me see, I had to go to a backup channel and I probably would have stopped doing YouTube after that because it only got to like 400 and something. But after a while, I was able to get my this channel right here, I believe it is, reinstated. If I would have never got this channel back, I wouldn't even be on here because I'm like, I am not about to build up all these subs again just for y'all to do it again.
Man,
Okay.
they took my tribe channel, man, and that was like almost at 1,000, and I was just like, I was devastated, bro, because all of the content you can't get that shit back. So I don't know what content was on that channel and all that. So I said, if I lose any more channels, though, man, I'm done with YouTube. Whatever channels are up or is up, if they get took, they get took. But I really don't see myself making any more channels or anything. I'll probably just be a subscriber again, you
That's
know,
how I
because
feel.
I was a subscriber initially before I ever made content. So,
Right.
I'm not gonna keep putting effort into a lot of this shit. I mean, I learned a lot researching a lot of shit that I put out. So that's the only thing I can take. I'm gonna take the knowledge away, man. But as far as YouTube goes, they don't want it to be shared to people that like that kind of content. And then they shadow ban you too. So they don't want other black people hearing that shit. That's on that type of time. They hate that shit.
I'm trying to tell you, you know. I
Mhm.
don't care what nobody say. As long as I've been on here, that's the one constant that I notice, man. You try to do something the right way, we be trying like people like you, like you or me, and I'm sure plenty of other people that's in the chat right now try to do their best to stay away from violating the guidelines, but somehow, some way, they will always, once you get that notification in your email and they call themselves explaining why they shot you down or why you got this strike. And it's like the only thing you can't even do nothing about it because it's they shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Gotta get our shit back. We gotta go through these fools. We gotta wait the 3 months to reapply for monetization or whatever. Like for me, I could reapply for it now, but I know for a fact I gotta go through my whole channel and all of that because I already know what's up with that. You know what I mean? I never cared about monetization, but of course, when I reached it and they said I was able, I'm like, why not take a shot? You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, I think it's an agenda though, man. Too. I mean, they look at, like I said, man, any melanated person that's putting out any kind of educational shit, and you don't even have to have an agenda, and they can look at every video that you do. This is the sad thing, and then you make one. Because I got a strike for the community post. Because I was saying some bad words on the community post, and I was like, dude, so you can't get out of your human body. You can't get out of your human body for 2 minutes without YouTube like, oh, you curse too much. I got struck for sexual nudity, and then there was no pictures. I just used cuss words, and they said this was too much sexual nudity and all of these things. I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious? I mean, freaking serious? Like,
And they just making up shit.
man, there's not one photo that was in this post, and that's when I knew that I've outgrown YouTube. Like, this shit is not. It might not be for me anymore. That's when I was like, wow. So people could say literally what the f they want, and I come out of my human melanated skin for 2 seconds and I get a strike. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
Mm-mm-mm. I ain't, you know what? I didn't know that you could even get struck from the damn community walls, bro. Like this time, so I done had some wild shit up there myself. I didn't know that was possible. I would have told me something.
I'm
Damn.
I'm really I'm really just waiting for that strike down to go down. And but the thing is with YouTube, man, they can go into your archives and they can find whatever the fuck they want, or freak they want, and then they could just say, hey, this violates what such and such. It's like they're making stuff up day in day out. Like like when I got struck on the post, I was like, there's nothing, there's no nudity in anything in my post. So what are you talking about? That doesn't logically make sense for that to happen. So I was just like, they really cleaning up on YouTube, dude. Like they really trying to get a lot of people off of it. They're not getting the ones that really need to get off. But that goes back to what we were saying.
Mm-hmm.
They love when people tear other people down. You get praise on that.
Praise.
Those channels are monetized, dude. I didn't even know you could get monetized for hateful shit on here, but I
For
guess
real.
you can. But the channels that you research and go deep into, your book and really learn about the subject that you're about to talk about, those don't even get views, and on top of that, you get a hella copyright strikes and shit, all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense, man.
That right there, that's one of the worst parts of it to me. A lot of channels that that we talking about, them fools be monetized. Not even what do they call? Not half monetized. I forgot what they call it. But fully monetized. They be fully monetized and they be putting up some of the wildest shit, bro. And they'll still
See,
they won't get
if
not a
you,
strike,
I,
nothing.
you could get strikes for community posts. They can also strike you for old stuff for months.
Mm. Um,
Crazy, man.
like I said, we was in trouble when I had first found out that they could go back. I mean, this is a while back. I know now, obviously, that they could go like deeper into the archives of the videos you got, and they might be able to get you for something then. But as far as the community posts, I ain't gonna lie. You probably told me something because I had, because you know my humor is a little bit. You know, my humor could be a little crazy sometimes. So I just be
Mm.
sarcastic. I'll put some wild shit up there. Not too wild, but when I think about it, enough to where they could have got my ass. They could have popped my ass at any second. So yeah, I'm gonna try to move a little bit different. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have to erase some stuff probably because damn.
When you do content, man, when you actually make real shit and you talk about real shit and you're using your music to introduce you into some real content, you got to be mindful of what you're saying because for some reason, YouTube is watching that shit more than they watching the F shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to watch my language. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cuss on no people's panel anymore because I don't want to risk people's stuff. You know, getting marked down and stuff. You know, at least until I come back. You know, mine because I love to cuss. So
Yeah, I ain't. You
you
know,
gotta be mindful
me,
of that.
for me personally,
Mm.
as far I know, a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people say that just to, like be easy, with the cursing and stuff. I don't curse like a whole lot. I don't feel like I do. I just got my moments. Like if I'm
Yeah.
talking about a certain topic, maybe it might get the blood going a little bit, and I'd be like, look at this mother, look at this. You know what I mean? Like not too much. You know what I'm saying? But I've never gotten like popped for cursing. The only thing they ever got me for, and this was something stupid. This was like a month ago. It was
Mm.
a Saturday, I think it was, and I ended up playing music on the live, and I felt bad because it was people that had came up on the live. They was saying some real stuff and everything. I forgot what we was talking about. But I just happened to be sipping a little bit of the yak that night. So I'm like, you know what, it's late. Let me play a little music. I should have went about it a little bit different. Next thing I know, it's like 6 in the morning. Somebody hit me like, "Did you get cut off? Cause I can't see you or hear you or nothing." I'm like, "You mean for an hour and nobody can see nothing? Y'all can't hear nothing?" You know,
What was you playing? Michael Jackson or Prince or something?
bro. I was playing a little bit of everything.
So I think you could play the ghetto music and shit. I think you'll be okay with that.
Of course,
I don't
ain't
see
that
nobody.
ironic?
You
Ain't
don't
that
get strike
ironic?
for the ratchet. Uh,
Ain't, I say, ain't that ironic? We can play the ghetto shit though.
Max.
We can play that. No, these fools tripping. You don't play music because I already know how they give it up. And it felt so bad too because I had a couple people who came up on the panel. They was speaking some real stuff. And here I am off that yak, feeling myself, playing music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Realize they're only getting more strict as time goes on.
But yeah, I mean, well, they already tighten as could be. They like vice grips right now, man. So I really don't see you. I don't see how YouTube could get any tighter. It's nothing you really could do.
That's sad though, because a lot of people, well, at least some people that I know of that was doing content on here, once YouTube kind of like got on their heels a little bit, they started feeling like, well, damn, if you messing with my freedom of speech, then what's the whole that defeat the whole purpose of me being on here? So I'm not even gonna put up no content. People have left the app because of how strict the guidelines can be. People who was actually saying something dope too. You know what I mean? If we add a little bit of cursing in our stuff, or maybe our mouth is a little bit foul when we're getting our message across, okay, I can understand maybe there's a limit to it. But meanwhile, when you got, like you say, the ratchetness and all the extra going on, they say like the vocabulary on them is like 10 times as harsh as that. And they be on every day with it too, nonstop, no strikes or nothing, man. It's a
Man, tell me about it, man. I'm just like, honestly, I want to pull one of these bigger content creators to the side. Of like, how do you stay not getting strikes? How do YouTube not? You feel me? Like, how are they not striking y'all for all this hateful shit? All y'all doing is trying to dox people, put people kids out. You feel me? How do y'all shit stay, pristine? How do you keep your gloves clean when, I say a few things on my post and I get a strike?
and you know what? One time, like I don't know if you ever did this, but one time when they had me like struggling, I couldn't really do anything. They kind of like when you like try to get your strike taken away, they ask you to like explain why you could get the strike taken down, why they made a mistake. Like I remember I did. You can either write it or you can do a video version of it. And in the video, I was trying to say so much, bro. I was trying to tell these people, like, I literally told them, like, yo, do you know what's going on your app? Do you know how many channels I ain't gonna stitch, I ain't gonna never do it. But do you know how many channels I can point out that's on here doing way more than what you said I was doing, that constantly do it, and they monetize, and they getting donations.
YouTube is biased, and I don't think that it's a black and white thing to this bias. I think it's a good content,
Right.
bad content. I think it's a horrible, hateful content, and then it's educational content bias. You
Right.
feel me? And I've been in came to that realization. You know what I mean? I know I'm not gonna have super outrageous views, but shit, if I'm gonna be on YouTube, I want to talk about some shit. I don't
That's
want
what
to
I'm
just
saying.
hear, ghetto ratchet shit. I want to learn about some shit that's going on in Africa. I want to learn this and that. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be on here just ratchetness. You know what I mean? So I understand that it's a huge overlook when it comes to content like that. That content is not respected on YouTube anymore.
Mm-mm.
That used to be content, that used to be strong content on YouTube, the shit that we talk about. You and your rap shit and whatever I talk about, whatever I feel like talking about. That used to be YouTube, the basis of it. Now it's just this shit throwing contest now. Who
Yeah.
can be the most loudest and who
Domination.
has the bigger mic? I don't fuck about none of that, man. That's not to me. I'll never understand how that's deemed as content when you're not creating anything. You don't have a creative process. You're not approaching YouTube on some thinking shit. You're approaching YouTube on some emotional, oh, I'm gonna talk about this person because I'm getting views shit. That's not content to me. I mean, we might all have different definitions of content, but that never been content to me. I'm sorry.
And it's crazy too, because I done heard some of these fools speak, and they be like, "Come get some of this good old content. I'm about to roast his ass up." Like I'm saying, you hear this fool? This fool really think talking about somebody's mama and their kids is content. We in trouble, dog. It's like walking on eggshells, and that's why, a lot of people was like moving to other apps, and only so much of the app thing that I'm gonna do. Like I got a Facebook, I got a Twitter. YouTube is like the end all be all as far as like apps for me. I be on Instagram too, but as far as making content, this is as far as it goes. You know what I mean? My interest in making content is started with YouTube. It's probably gonna end with that. You know what I mean? But I do understand that rules are different in other places. But it's like once you go through it with one app, you don't care. You don't care to go through it with another app. You just feel like I'm just leave it alone, man. One thing I do realize too, people like make it worse for others. So due to other people's actions, we be having to suffer for it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that
Yeah.
the good ones who be trying to stay out the way, do their content, and get the hell up off of here, we be having to suffer for the ones who be on here causing havoc. Policies, but for the most part, yes, it's the people on here. But for me, it was music. It was the music and the music videos. And when I found out there was even like communities on here, I'm like, you mean tell me there's people who actually like have actual
Yeah.
communities on here, like actual content, like you can actually upload videos and put them on here. When I found that out,
Mm.
I found out it was a whole different world, bro. It was like it's been a rabbit hole ever since.
It's a shame to see what YouTube, has become, and just the image, that how it's tarnished on here. You know what I mean? For both sexes, for brothers and sisters, black men and black women, on how we all look. And I'm taking accountability, even if I didn't contribute to the negativity. But it's embarrassing to get on here and to see a whole section of men. All they do is talk about women, how fucked up women are, and then you see a section of women that hate black men. Like it's embarrassing, man, because we already have a lot of real shit to deal with in life as black folks to have to come on here and we could be using these things for good. We could be loving on each other. We could be helping each other out. You know what I mean? Some of us might be having a bad day, and you want to hear you can have a good day. You know what I mean? You could turn a frown upside down, but instead we're arguing, we're bitching. So that's why I was saying, you know what I mean? With the that sister in that video, she wasn't wrong. I mean, she's not wrong. I see a lot of moody. It's a lot of moody dudes. It's a lot of moody dudes. It's a lot of emotional dudes on this shit on social media in general, not just YouTube, but just in social media in general, because they're letting it consume them. They're thinking that this shit is like real life, or it could. This could be the other reason they're getting the bag from it. They're getting money from it, and they're doing the. I think you could say his name, Kevin Samuels. They're doing the Kevin Samuels, and they're, they're making, these podcasts where they're speaking upon relationships,
Right,
and
right.
you only average at bad. They're getting their money, and they might not even believe that shit, because a lot of these dudes that are doing that shit, they ain't shit. You know what I mean? They all like so much back some child support and shit. When you find out all kinds of shit on them, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So it's like a lot. It's a lot of fantasy living, and but people can make great connections on here, man. I've known you for years.
Right.
Great connections. You know what I mean? We may have had our problems in the past or whatever, but it was a short-lived problem, and that shit got cleared up so quick. You feel me? It was water under the bridge. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think that has to be the staple, man. If it's not a serious issue, I think black folks need to learn how to not only look past shit, but start working towards, repairing a lot of shit. You know what I mean? That if anybody feel like they was in the wrong in anything, take accountability for that. And a lot of those sectors that you see with all that beef, everybody got to be the hardest person, man. Everybody's the hardest. They're the toughest. They'll pull up on you, but it's like, man, just say that you was wrong, dude. Or if she's wrong, just say she was wrong, and then move on.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like we forgive far worse. We're all going down together. I just think some of us don't get it yet.
They don't think about that though, bro. They don't be thinking about that. You know what I mean? Like I would feel I would feel crazy as hell. Like, of course, we ain't supposed to get along with everybody. It's damn near impossible to get along with everybody because even if you have the best intentions towards somebody else, their intentions might be the complete opposite. You can't control how the next person feel or what they might do towards you or whatever the case. But I would feel crazy as hell if I was like on here like every day, like bashing like like my own people, that type of thing. To some people it sounds corny, but it's like at the end of the day, all we got really is our own people. Like America already got us in a fucked up position. They already got us looking crazy. Stereotypes and all of that shit, fam. So when you come on the app and you see it up close and personal, come on, man. Everybody don't got the best intentions when they get on these types of spaces. Anybody can that's the thing. Anybody can make an account. It just comes down to influence, and it depends on what type of intention they got. How they use that influence. Those big YouTubers and all those thousands of views and all that, they got some of the worst intentions, and people buy into that,
Fact,
and they make it
fact.
into a success. They make it into, damn near a career where they getting paid to just trash their own people, to just trash the opposite sex. So of course they're gonna keep doing it. But I think a regular person with common sense would be like, you couldn't pay me to do this every day, bro. Not to do
Let
that.
me let me ask the world this: would you listen to Tommy if he talked about positive shit? Hey, that's a serious question. Like real shit. Like would y'all honestly sit down and listen to Tommy if he talked about how beautiful black women were and how cool black men were instead of just hating black people all day? How appealing does that sound on YouTube? Like listening to it now, that shit sounds bizarre, right? you know, based on how much he expresses hatred towards black people.
Right.
What if he just came on here and was like, I love black women. I have nothing but love for my brothers. Would people watch him then?
Imagine
Do you
that.
think do you think he'll be famous?
Nah, I doubt it. Not as famous, that's for damn sure.
Hmm.
You know,
It's a
like
it's a
usually
money grab.
when they, it's crazy. Like a lot of people feed off of that hate when they feel, because it's the hate that, as much as people might say, I hate this person, that's what keeps a lot of people watching. People will continuously watch and tune in for a person that they hate, just so they could go in the comments and to get the opportunity to tell that person, or just so they could get the opportunity to get on the panel and possibly curse this person out. Then maybe they had a bad day, maybe their week wasn't all that great, but at the end of the week or in the middle of the week, when they see somebody that they hate come on their screen, they can turn them on and they can even curse them out from the couch in their living room. People love to watch things that they hate. They love to watch the villain. They can hate that person, watch that person, and take out all their frustration out on that person. So these people like Tommy and all these other people, they sense that they're cool being the villain because it's putting more money in their pocket to play that role. So Tammy, what's his real name again, Dome? I forgot his damn name.
Who?
The Tammy dude. What's his real name
Oh
again?
yeah, Tommy
Yeah, Tommy
Sotomayor.
Sotomayor. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got Kevin Samuels and you got Tommy. To me, they like one and the same. And I tell people this all the time. I never, I don't like listening to men talk down on women, but I don't like women talking down on men. I don't like men doing like I never watched these. I tuned in like one time. I remember when old boy Kevin Samuels was alive, and I'm like, I can't listen to this fool because you know what I mean. He had women on there crying and all type of shit. I'm like, it's crazy how somebody who talking this way, because they got a little bit of knowledge, and what if a person has knowledge and what they're saying, then the delivery, it don't matter how they deliver it. And that's enough to get popping on these apps. That's crazy. It don't matter how you talk to this person, as long as you got a little bit of knowledge sprinkled over that thing. Easy, man. It's a shame. It's a whole generation of shock value content creators that come from, like, I
Mhm.
understand it. The name of the game at the end of the day is to make money on these apps. But if you got some type of principle, if you got some type of moral, then it's like there's only so far you can go with it. You know what I mean? If I'm not doing the content that I'm doing, how I am right now as myself, I wouldn't be able to, like, because the only thing worse than somebody being that way in real life and coming on here and still being that way is somebody who actually comes on here and puts up a whole front just to put on for the people. I don't know which one is worse.
Want people to listen to something that I believed in, not some agenda and shit. That's why I talk about the shit that I talk about. And it's always some heavily conscious shit that, a lot of people probably that are sub to me probably like, a lot of people don't like the race talk, man. A lot of people do not like the race talk. And I'm like, man, I am a black man in America, dude. Like, there's no way around this shit. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. We're gonna have to talk about it and we're gonna have to deal with it. And it's not because you hate Caucasians or anything like that. It's I've been talking about this for almost 10 years. You know
Right.
what I mean? And with all the content that's out there, if I never get terminated, it's out there forever. So people are gonna know what I stood on, and I'm heavily um passionate about this shit because it's real shit.
Of this chick who had, I guess she was the baby mom's of a black man, but she left him and got with the white dude. Now, you see the key words that popped up there. This woman, she something that we know black women do. They do date outside their race, just like black men do. But for whatever reason, this woman, she went viral because I guess she put it out there like, yep, I left that fool alone and got me, a Caucasian brother who treat me better, nice, or whatever the case is. This lady actually went viral for that. You know what I'm saying? So people still, I don't know, people still look at that like it's an issue. Like, you think that
I
Do you think? Let me just ask you this: do you think that like black men and women, right? Do you think that sometimes we like give up too easy on like on our own? Like we that sometimes we just we end up saying, you know what, I don't even want to deal with you no more. I'm gonna go dead outside my race. You feel like we so quick to
But-
do that, or you think we do it more? Is it more because we sick of our own people, or is it more just because we're just curious? Which one you think it is?
So yeah, I'm gonna give you a detailed answer, man. I think that it's a lot of propaganda that tells you that black men ain't shit because we're viewed as just thugs or we're viewed as one way. But I also think that a lot of it is a fab too. Like right now, it's a cool thing. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Back in high school, it was a cool thing to have a white wigger, like a white broad that was Eminem, the version of Eminem, or the
Right,
female
right,
version, like she homegirl bandana out and shit. That was a cool thing back when I was coming up. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I think it's ignorant and stupid, but now we got Asians that are thugged out or whatnot. So I think it could just be now black women, they've always had access to white men. And I don't see this. My whole thing with this is it doesn't make me feel any type of way. What makes me feel the way is as if like black man, your own race, like you looking down on your race when it comes to that. And I think black men do that shit too. It's like your men and your women, they're not good enough for you, but the white man and the white woman is. Like if you found true love, I truly respect that. Because
right.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like you're gonna find love in all places, you feel me? There's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that. But I feel like the reasons why a lot of us are doing it is because the media is saying, go ahead and do it, and it looks cool, and it's a whole slew of things, but this is what people don't understand. It's not going to fix the racism problem. It's not going to fix.
Right.
Can you tell me how it's fixing the world? You know what I mean? If anything, like we're bringing more biracial people into the world who's going to be more confused. And I'm not knocking any biracial people at all. I love biracial. I love all people. I love people that love me. So
Right.
this isn't. It's like I said, racism exists, but it doesn't mean that I hate people, man. I have some cool white folks homies. I have some cool Hispanic folk homies. You know what I mean? So it's not that, but we can't escape the elephant in the room. You feel me? Like it's a huge discrimination problem. So my whole thing is yeah, that white man's gonna take care of that sister. That's cool and fine. But what's gonna happen to your kids though? Unless you stay in a gated community, your kids gonna be out in the open. They're gonna be in public school and they're gonna be exposed to so many things. They're gonna get the Colin Kaepernick treatment. And I think that, and a lot of it is self esteem too. You know, what I mean, a lot of people view white people as like the trophy. That's the high status. You know what I mean? And I think that it's with both genders. And also, I think that it's the quality of mates too. Like maybe the sister chose some bad dudes. You know what I mean? Because it said BD, so I'm assuming that's baby daddy, right?
Right.
So she probably So she probably chose some fuck ass boy. Choose my language, and now she think all black men is like that, like we were
Right.
discussing an hour ago.
Yeah.
And it's the same with black women. Oh, black women didn't like me in college or in high school. They thought I was a nerd, and so I chose this white woman. I'm not understanding. You chose a whole white woman that's not a nerd, so why couldn't you choose another different black woman that wasn't a nerd? So I just, if people want to just date outside their race, that's fine, but don't belittle your whole race while doing it. This
Exactly.
is for both. This is for brothers and like don't, because it makes you look bad. I mean, it already just looks kind of bad just you ducking out on your shit when your community's fucked up, all this shit. Both genders is fucking the community up. We all have it. We're contributing to it. But then you're like, oh, black man ain't shit. White man, black women ain't shit. Black men ain't shit. Why do you do that? If you're happy, be happy. You truly happy, be happy. You know what I mean? Go off to the sunset. You happy with your white man? Just be that. So when you got to do all the extra shit, it makes me think. It makes me wonder.
Damn, you said that good as hell right there. I honestly don't think, even if I sat there for a few minutes, I should have had the Denzel joint over here for that one. For real.
God,
Yeah, that
shit.
was good.
I find love in all places, man. And I want people to be happy. I want sisters to be happy, but I want my brothers to be happy too. Because I think if you work hard, you play hard, you deserve to be happy, man. Anybody that deserve to be happy. But I don't want to hear Malcolm X when you're with Britney Spears. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense, dude. Dude, even with Will Smith for slapping the shit out of Chris Rock, like they tried to cancel that man over one. Although he looks like a fool for doing that for Jada, because Jada is an adulterer. She was cheating with that young boy, that little light yellow boy, and with her old ass and shit. And Will over here thinking this the '90s. Don't talk about my wife. Like, bro, your wife is getting pounded by an R&B singer guy, light skinned dude. You've been out of the picture for a long. And then some shit came out that she didn't even want to be with Will, dude.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying to this day. Everybody, and I seen so many memes and stuff like that.
Hey, true. And then I feel bad for Will, man. Like, he just seemed like he's married to the wrong woman, dude. I for so long loved Jada and Will. I felt like Jada and Will was like, you know,
Hmm.
the Obamas and shit. And now you just realize Jada don't even really like. She don't respect this dude. Always like Will Smith.
Yeah, growing up since the '90s, Will was always one of my favorite movies. You know, one of my
Like we need these brothers, man. I mean, I know Will made a mistake, but like we can't crucify that brother for that mistake, man. He was
right.
actually he was doing what some men in that generation or a lot of men in that generation was taught, dude. You know what I mean? To protect your wife and you should. You should just make sure that your woman is the right woman to throw that type of protection. Jada ain't shit, dude. When your husband risks his career
Mm,
slapping the shit out of Chris Rock for you, you have his fucking back, man. You defend him 20 because he defended you physically. So
yeah,
it's just a different day, bro. It's a different day, dog. It's
yeah.
a whole different day, dude. Like you get penalized for doing the things that men were taught to do back in those times. Will's an old school cat. He's an older dude. So you don't talk about the wife in front of those kind of dudes. I mean, you shouldn't do it in general. You shouldn't do it,
Right.
period. But Jada's just
You know, a lot of people felt like, I mean, we don't know what all went down behind the scenes with them or whatever, you know. But I mean, yeah, I remember that slap like it was yesterday too, bro. So when he did that slap, I was actually like more on Will's side for that. Because the way I looked at it was like, despite how people feel about Jada, a lot of people's like, why would you slap somebody over her and stuff like that? You know, maybe he could have handled it better, this, that, and the third. But I looked at it like this: that was somebody who was riding for his lady. He felt in that moment that he was disrespecting his lady. Now, if he wouldn't have done nothing, this is the other narrative that got brought up. If he wouldn't have done nothing, then even though a lot of people's like, oh, that ain't nothing. What Chris said, that ain't nothing at all. But those same people had Will would have not slapped him. They probably would have came up with something and said, "Oh, you ain't do nothing, Will."
damn if you do, damn if you don't. I guess.
Right.
Like if you kind of effed anyway, man. I'm kind of with you. I mean, I'm for defending your wife, but then I'm thinking like, damn, was it that serious? You know what I mean? Because Chris Rock is a clown. I don't
Yeah.
mean clown in a bad way. I mean he's funny. What you mean? Like he defending your honor? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like he did that for you. Like it should be celebrations and shit. It should be a white horse. So now it's like, damn, did you do the right thing, dog? Like you did that for somebody that's you married to, and she don't even appreciate that shit.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't. America, that they basically like from what I read, they backing folks up against the wall. You know, they saying either you can get down with this, or you can't apply for no government jobs. You can't. They basically trying to snatch everything away from you. Everything you know that makes America decent to live. They trying to snatch it away from you.
Dude, they try to strip you of so many rights by not sending
Hmm.
you off to your death sentence and shit. But I think it's some stipulations, like I said. If you're the only boy in your family, you gotta carry your last name, your family's last name. So I don't think you are eligible. Because that was my whole thing. I mean, I didn't know that. I just that was what they put. What I put back in the letter because it was an option. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get slaughtered and can't carry my
Right.
family's name and shit, bro. Like people, like it's all kinds of people I think this was during the time when we were fighting with Afghanistan. So we had that war in Afghan. I don't know if it was for oil or whatever the fuck it was, but we were at war at that time, and they were sending all kinds of people off. Hell no, I ain't going to no damn Afghan. It was so many people that got killed in that war. Came home and was like psychologically damaged. Like I'm good, man. Like war is no joke, man. It changes people. They
Exactly.
get PTS. They get PTSD, and they can't hear. They hear loud shit, and they start going crazy and shit, bro. Because it reminds them of the gunfire and bombs and shit.
Shit is real, bro. And they say they
Shit.
say it's so matter of fact. You know what I mean? Like they just, you know, like come on, like here you go. Here's a gun. Here's a uniform. Here's a helmet. Now get out there and get the popping, motherfuckers.
Mhm. Exactly. I'm good, man. I'm carrying my family's name.
Fuck that.
I'm good. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with fighting for your country, but if you ain't got nothing to come home to, I'm good, man.
Yeah,
I'm
cause
not gonna. I'm not coming home to a place where I'm getting killed for my skin, and then I'm gonna go fight for this country. Like that's just it doesn't make any sense to me.
it damn sure don't make sense to me. Cause the only thing worse than losing your life is surviving, and you still all messed up in the head. You know what I mean? You can't come back from that either.
They treat their veterans like shit in this country, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't tell you how many veterans I met that are homeless and just drunks. They just on the streets and shit. I'm like, bro, this is how this country is doing. People that fought for this country, like y'all should be in first class suites and shit. You feel me? Like this is how they treating y'all.
Exactly.
Like it's crazy, dude. Like I'm like, this country got other things, other issues, bro, that they need to figure out, bro. They need to stop going to war and figure out how to get the veterans that they already fucked up, get them healthy, man.
Exactly.
Shit.
Like I remember I used to see this commercial on TV. It was like I want to say it was something like a program where they had for the the veterans dudes that came back from the war. It was something I don't know if you could sign up for it but it was something to aid anybody who had been in the war or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, hell, you shouldn't even. That's good to have, but it should already be set up to where everything. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? You should already have that. Like, why you got to call somebody?
I,
What?
I thought it was I thought it was like that, bro, because I don't know if you remember the brother Cap. He was in the Navy or military, one of those. Yeah, and it's just crazy, man. It's like they should have all kinds of resources. That it shouldn't even be resource. It should be automatic shit, dog.
Telling you.
Like you should have automatic food. You should have automatic. Like I don't even understand how the fuck do you even become homeless after working in this country and fighting for this country? That's crazy, dog.
That don't make no sense, man.
Super crazy.
So
Hmm.
anybody that's at that age, like I said, I knew it was something that was always around, but I didn't think that it was something that was still like likely to get passed again. I thought it was something that I'm saying. I'm thinking the last time they ever even considered signing that type of bill was at least over 10 years ago or something like that, fam. When I see that shit,
Yeah.
believe it. I'm like, oh, y'all still really be they so y'all that's still something that can get passed. That's still a thing. That's an actual thing still to this day, the draft. I had no idea. That's crazy.
Bro, this is what I thought. So this is my whole thing with the draft and all that. I thought that they took care of you after you was done with your duty or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? I thought you get make sure your house is paid for, all that.
Right.
What's the point of doing these things, going to war, if none of these things are gonna be paid for in full? If
Mhm.
you can still, you know what I mean, and end up homeless, is like, I thought that was the whole main attraction of doing this. You know what I mean? Because there was so many people like, oh, I'm gonna go to the Navy and this and that, bro. As soon as I get out of school, I'm like, cool. So fast forward 20 years later, we in 2024. It's people's cats that got their leg blown off and shit, dude. Oh, I'm having a simple conversation with the homie. He like, man, they messing up on my insurance. I can't get this and that. I'm like, bro, you fought for the country. What? I thought all that shit was just automatic, bro. Like, I thought you just got all that shit, bro. Like, you fought for the country. What the fuck? I get all my shit when I need my shit, and you having problems getting your shit. I was like, damn, bro, this country got problems, G. This country's priorities are effed up, dude.
Yeah,
Veterans should be first, dude.
first, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, they want somebody like that. That's great. That's
Mhm.
great. That don't make no sense, man. I don't know. I don't know. Like it's jacked up as especially if you my thing was always especially if you black. Like what would make you want to fight for the country? What would make you want to? Unless it was like okay, it's now or never. It's them or you now. Like they come into everybody's house and you had to, pick up your strap and to defend your family, your friends and stuff. Unless it's on that type of time, nah. But I'm not just saying, okay, I want to go over there. Nah, I ain't doing that, bro. Y'all don't take care of y'all American people enough for people to want to even fight. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got to give me an incentive to fight for this country, and if you're not gonna pay, you're not. If I'm not gonna have a brand new house, unlimited supply of food, I just don't get it, dude. Like, you risk this. This is but you got to get the contrast of being a soldier at war. These people risk their lives to protect us in America, and I appreciate them for doing that, because that's something that I don't feel like I'm not psychologically there. I don't think I could go to war and come back normal again. I can't do it. So I appreciate the veterans that are doing that. The soldiers at arms, you know what I mean? Whatever age you go to war, I am so shocked that when they get out, they don't just have a nice, beautiful home. They don't have a limited supply of food. They're struggling to get their medication and all that shit. Some are even homeless, bro. Homeless on the street,
Uh-huh.
just chilling. I'm like, wow, dude, that shit should be free, dude. That should be free. All that shit should be free. Their food should be free. These motherfuckers shouldn't have to work a day in their life after you go to war. Are you serious? They defended this country, bro. The dude. I give my seats up to veterans. So whenever I see veterans, I salute them. Like, hey, woo, woo, let me get you this drink. They come in the bar, let me buy this drink, bro.
Mhm.
Like, you defended this whole country, bro. Like, that should be free. I don't know why you're paying for anything, dude. It's
Exactly.
crazy, man. It's
They,
crazy, dude.
they should all
Shout
be.
out to shout out to the vets, man. Salute to the vet.
Shout out to the vets, definitely. I got a couple in my family. My uncle was a Marine. Shout out to all the vets, man, for real. It's a shame. You would think if anybody, it definitely should be them. To have the benefits of any and everything the country got to offer. You would figure, but
I thought it was like that too, bro. I thought that, in my mind, I thought that they had a nice house because they went to fight for the country, and they had food. They just like, shit, you don't need food stamp. They just give you food. I mean, you fought for the country. I just assumed all that was gonna be free. I
Mm.
fight for this country and then come back and then transition myself back into regular society, bro. After I done seen
Right.
people get their face blown off and legs blown off. Now I gotta get a job. And
That's crazy.
what if what is the point of doing that? What the, what is the point of doing that?
That don't make
I
no
gotta get a
sense.
I gotta get a therapist because now I'm psycho and shit. Now I'm like having flashbacks and PTSD. Hey man, my heart goes out to some veterans, man. Like that's a hard life right there, dude. That's tough, bro. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, when you really think about it, it's a damn shame. Like if people wanted to be in dangerous situations where they could, you know, for free, to see people get their stuff blown back without any benefits, we would just continue to go in the hoods. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all want us to go to get in an actual war, go to another actual country, and come on, y'all crazy as hell, man.
That's how y'all do our veterans, man. That's something that we should be fighting for too, man. Veteran rights, man. Because it shouldn't be not one homeless veteran. It shouldn't be not one homeless person, but a veteran. He was fighting for our rights, our defense. Why is he on the streets, bro?
That's a
What the
shame.
fuck? How does the government fail you like that, bro?
Crying shame.
That's crazy, dude.
That's the way I feel about it, Miss April. Honestly, that's what I was saying earlier. Like it's no offense to any ethnicity, but like you say, thank goodness, compared, more blacks didn't fight for the because who got it worse than anybody? Who got it worse than anybody is us. I felt like a shout out to like all black, folk who went in there. Y'all did y'all thing,
Yeah.
and hopefully you're not too damaged from it. But for me to sit there and say that I believe anybody at all, let alone a black man, go into war, I'm not gonna sit here in front. Hell no.
Bro, you also got to look at what kind of war. Why is we even fighting? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like when we were fighting for oil and all that, I get it. It's a money thing. I think it was a money thing. Like if we let the oil go or something like that, the oil was gonna be higher. Some shit like that. I could get that, but all these other wars, like I think that we're just going in for defense. Like we're going in for allies for other nations. I don't understand that. Like we need to ally for United States of America. Like we don't need to be sending our troops in for other nations, man. That just doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
I mean, if I was president, I wouldn't. I'm leaving my troops in America so they can
That's
protect Americans.
that's a that's a good name for it too, right there. United Snakes of America. Of course, we're born in this country, born on American soil and everything, but let's face it, it's toe up, it's jacked up, man. The circumstances jacked the hell up. They give you every reason not to want to be in the war. Shit,
Sad, dude.
it is sad, terrible.
Yeah, man. My heart goes out to the vets once again, man. I wish the best for y'all, man. Women and men. Anybody that goes to war, man.
Definitely. Also, and sadly, a lot of highly melanated brothers serve in these WHYT nations military and still return home to be treated as inferior. Yeah.
Mhm.
All around the world, hated by all nations. Yeah.
Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
really is no pure. There's no incentive for you, there's no clear incentive for me to go to war for this country. Because look how you guys treat your veterans. Why are your veterans home? And these are a lot of veterans out here are Caucasian. A
Yeah.
lot of them are, beards, just the struggly beards, and I'm giving them some money. I'm like, hey man, I'll buy you a burger or something, man. Like, I don't give a fuck what color you are when it comes to war because these guys at one point risked their lives for the country that they're in. It's sad that they have to sleep in boxes on the sidewalk, man, for
Mm-mm-mm.
people that serve the country. That's crazy, man. And that's America for you.
Yeah, if you want to sum it up any other way, that is that's America for you. I mean, only reason I could even laugh because it's like it's one of those laugh to keep from crying situations, man.
I mean, I have love for America because I live here, but I love me, and I'm not gonna love a place that doesn't have its priorities corrected. If they made this country a better place, it could be loved. But it's like America's not making the steps to make this a better place for Americans. We're making this a better place for illegal immigrants. They get hotels and asylums. They could commit crimes and go back to where they come from, but they're not doing that. They're not making the U.S. They don't want to feed the homeless people in the U.S. They don't want to house the homeless people in the U.S. So like, come on, man, like make the changes for U.S. before you can help any other country. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't worry about illegal immigrants and shit when the U.S. is effed up. That's just fix the homeless here, man. There shouldn't be anybody hungry. There shouldn't be nobody starving, especially if you're a veteran. That's double on that, bro. Like you serve the country. Like what? You should have
it's
a free.
crazy.
You should have free Taco Bell every day, bro. Like I don't know. I don't understand, bro. Like
Mm-mm.
how is that even possible? That your veterans are suffering more than people that didn't go to war. You know what I mean? I haven't felt those ill effects of being homeless, but a veteran who went to war has. Come on, bro. You got to make that make sense, dog.
That shit is mind boggling, bro. Like,
That shit's crazy, bro. They should have like one big mansion for all the veterans, like two, three, four mansions for all the veterans, man. Like that's
mhm.
just how because I don't think we understand these people are protecting us, dude. They're keeping the country safe. Not police. The veterans are. They're going to war. They're fighting all the bad guys, man. Police just are supposed to enforce laws that America makes. They're the face of the law book. They're the arms of the law book. So the law book says you can't do such and such. Police are just there to enforce that. That's it. They're putting all that extra shit, killing people and all. They're doing all that on their own volition.
Mhm.
It's unnecessary. They don't need to do all that.
Mm-mm-mm.
Just put the cuffs on people and put them in the car. But the brothers and sisters going to war, they're doing some real shit. They get saluted before police. Real shit.
The only thing we can do is, pray on it. Uh, blessings, positivity, and all of that, and prosperity, definitely. To anybody who ever, you know, took time to, and some people be like happy to sign up for it too. Some people be looking forward to it, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I want my family to be proud of me. I'm going over to the war. You know what I'm saying? They don't be thinking about, like what? Okay, what after? You know what I'm saying? When you end up like broken down, mind shook to the core. And it's like the only thing you got to show for it is the fact that you can say you went over there, but it's like the country didn't, they didn't do one damn thing to make sure that you was good when you came back. That's
Bro. Bro, they give you a badge, bro. They give you, what is it, a purple heart, and they give you some education. You could go to school free and you get like a heart or a badge that says you've been to war, bro. Meanwhile, you're homeless and you're hungry. You're on the corner with a dog begging for money, and you serve this country, dude. Like that doesn't make sense, dude. That doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying all veterans, but the fact that there's some veterans that are homeless out here and displaced is effing crazy, dude. I can't believe that you serve this country and this is how they're doing you like this, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. You not shout out to all vets from all different ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody exempt the from dealing with I'll say dealing with the ignorance of America. Like y'all know damn well that ain't right, man. Come on, y'all know that shit ain't right. That shit ain't fair. Ain't nothing right about that. I wonder how the other countries be treating their veterans that go to war and stuff. You know?
hmm That's a good question, bro. Like when they had that C-19, because I didn't want to say the word. I think out in China or whatever. You remember when they shut down the country like
Right.
that? You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, out there in China, bro, they were giving monthly. I think it was China, one of those places. They were giving monthly stimulus checks.
Yeah.
Not like every 3 months, and that's how stingy and effed up America is. Like they give you $600 every 6 months, and your rent is like $2,000, bro. Like, come on, man. Like
Mm.
y'all hella stingy and selfish as f out here, man. Like America don't want to break bread with you at all, dude. But they want to use you for everything. They want to use your body, but they don't want to give you money to survive. And what the f is 3 months, 6 months? You giving me a $1,200 check. Like out there in other countries when that shit was breaking out, they were getting money every month.
I remember that. You know, that's it. Yeah, talking about going to war. Hell, I might take my damn family, go up over there, go to war against your ass. Say,
I'm going to China, fool.
you know what I'm
Get my
saying?
check.
Shit.
That shit was crazy. It was on the news too, so type it up. Anybody's listening to you can type it up. And I don't know if it was China specifically, but they were getting stimmies every month.
Mm-hmm.
Every month they were getting compensated or they were getting help. Not every, what was it, 6 months, bro? I forgot how it was out here. Like you got the 1,200 Trump gave us, and then
Yeah, it started
what
off
did what did what,
on
what did
there.
Biden give us? 600,
Uh,
1,200 to 900,
I want to say
like
600.
600.
That's the last one I remember, the 600 one.
Yeah, and I don't think I got the last one. I got the first two, and I was like, dude, that shit was going so fast because of bills. I was like, bro,
Hell yeah.
y'all got the country hemmed up where you can't do nothing. Everything was shut down, bro. All the factory jobs was shut down, so nobody was really working during that time. And you're giving us these little weak ass little checks every, six. Like, bro, like I need to check every month, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the United States, bro? Like, I was
So
just, I don't
let's run this
understand,
down.
bro.
Let's run this down for the one time. So when it came down to the code to the CVs, the code, I'm just saying COVID situation. The checks they were sending out, they wasn't really doing nothing, wasn't really looking out with that. So when it come down to going and putting your whole body on the line for the country, they ain't really trying to do nothing for you there either. So therefore, go back to what I said when I first started off this video. What the hell am I fighting for this country for? It's crazy. Y'all tripping.
Dude, they don't even care about you when you get sick, bro. All y'all they don't even care about y'all when y'all get sick, dude. Your body is worth 1,200 every couple of months, every what 6 months, and I know everybody rent is hella different. 600 and 1,200, that ain't shit out here, man. Like, dude, like, so what do we gotta? What are we doing in between, bro? You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like they were giving stimuluses every day or every month or whatever the fucking case. I remember, so out here they had it where the schools were giving out food. So I'll go out there to get the food because I didn't. They everything was shut down. I wasn't making any money because this. What was this? 2021, 2020. I forgot which year it was, but everything was shut down. So I wasn't making money. Couldn't put food on the table, bro. Because everything that they gave me, I was like, I'm putting it in bills, dog. And I put it in bills. So they was giving out food at the little schools and shit. We had to go there, and I'm like, bro, now I know how veterans feel, dog. Now I know exactly how veterans feel, bro. Because that shit, that sea sickness shit, really showed me a glimpse of how wicked America is and how greedy it is. They don't care if you die or get unalive. They don't care because, dude, what they're looking at is money. They're looking at like the population control, man. That's what it is, dude. It's more mouths to feed. They're like, F y'all. We're gonna let y'all starve to death. Whoever we what they're hoping is everybody will get the C-19 and pass away so they can start
Mm-hmm.
all over.
Yeah.
So they can start a new planet and shit. New
Mm-mm.
planet Earth and shit. Earth Plus.
Shit crazy.
Earth Part Two and shit. Everybody did die from the C-19 and shit. So it's like they I know how they think, man, because I see how we can all see how they move. You know damn well you have to pay your bills every month, dog. Why are you giving us this little weak shit? First of all, the stimulus should be based on what you make and what I'm paying for.
Mm-hmm.
1,200 is not even that. That's almost a quarter of the rent. That's like half of it. I need
Mm.
another rack, and then you got to give me that every month because you just shut the country down. Fuck this country. Don't give a fuck, dog. I'm telling you, dude. This country don't give a fuck.
They wrong. They dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended, but they dead wrong. Crazy. Mm-mm-mm. How could you
That shit.
live with yourself? How could you live with yourself? Like, y'all know y'all putting people in a position to where if they refuse, if they put up the slightest fight, look at what you saying you're going to do. You're going to try to, prevent them from being able to have access to. So if we do, then it's like, y'all know what we in for. Should we survive? As much money as this country got, it's like, how could it hurt you to ensure that a person at least has, a home and benefits when they done getting shot at? This shit don't even sound right. That's crazy.
Bro, they throw them to the streets, man. They're like, hey, you risked your body, you blew your leg off, but yeah, now we don't have nothing for you, man. And then with some veterans, that
Hmm.
the C-19 wasn't as crazy as we thought it was, right? Because everybody still, but yeah, we lost some people, but that was from a lot of other complications of all kinds of other stuff, right?
Hmm.
And you add that on top of the super hyper cold, you know what I mean? I would call it. It's gonna do some things to you. So yeah, some people did pass away, but it wasn't a plague, bro. Like when the C-19 first came, people thought it was a plague. We're gonna get wiped out. Everybody's cleaning the shelves of soap.
Right.
Everybody, I couldn't find. You remember all that shit, dude? That was how you couldn't find soap. You couldn't find tissue. You couldn't
Right.
find anything, dog. Y'all, you would have thought that locust was coming, bro. You would have thought that a plague was coming, and people went nuts, bro. And what happened? The government didn't do shit for y'all, dude. The
Mm-mm.
government didn't do anything. There
Mm.
was no red crosses saying, "Hey, we're gonna have food," bro. It was local schools that was giving out food, bro. And you had to get it from word of the mouth. My homeboy told me, "Hey, they're giving food out at the school." Oh no, I didn't even know that. It should have been on the news, bro. Like this is America. Don't give a fuck about you, man. They don't. You think they do, but Wait till some other pandemic happen. You gonna be out. You gonna be ass out.
We gotta live with that. So I guess one thing we know about America, they can live with the fuck shit they do. They can live with it.